मैंने तो कह मैं तो कह रहा था कि ध्रुव का फेस इज द वो सेक्सीएस्ट फेस अमंग द फोर ऑफ अस. वैसे भी वॉइस सेक्सी है.
वॉइस
Yeah,
वॉइस रख लो
तो
और फेस आर्यन का डाल दो.
वो so self-aware.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Welcome back to Queen is Dead. I am Sanjeet. I have Dhruv, Amartya, and Aryan with me, the regular gang. And today we thought we'll do a short Q&A, but we posted the Q&A very late. So we got
What an
very
excuse,
few
Sanjeet.
questions.
We can just say that
Nice.
we don't get responses.
Otherwise,
But you
yeah,
remember how many responses we got? We did just
we
an
want to
episode
make it
to
right.
cover.
We don't want to
We only got the responses because of our guest, the Bong Cinephile, not because of us.
No,
Yes.
but before that with Arijit also we got like a lot of Q&A.
Did we?
Remember? Man, you disappeared because of electricity.
I came back again and again in spits and spurts.
अच्छा, by the way,
Anyways,
उसको भी बुलाना, जब बुलाएगा मुझे भी बुलाना, ठीक है?
अरिजीत ना?
बात करना है.
Yeah.
हाँ,
Cool.
ये ठीक है.
So and then we are covering 3 films which came out recently on OTTs, but they were like what Badhaai was released in theaters and
Yeah.
Badhaai was theatrical. Yeah.
That's it. The other two were direct to.
for direct OTTs.
Yeah.
So as we go on, we'll reveal the films as well, one by one, and talk about them. But let's answer first the Q&As that we've gotten. Aryan, do you have the questions with you? Or
Yeah, all personal questions, like all 3 of them. And yeah,
What does it
first is my favorite recent books, and yeah, I've been reading some non-fiction,
Yeah.
and I read Rise and Fall of the Third Reich a few months back. I finished it. Actually, last year I finished it, but okay.
Yeah.
Now I realize कितना कम पढ़ा है मैंने lately.
कौन पढ़ता है यार?
Yeah,
this is
बाद
only
में
pertain to Aryan's fans, okay? Dhruv.
yeah,
नहीं
then
यहाँ तो
I-
वही कौन पढ़ता है? I was saying in reference to myself. Sanjeet.
rhetorical question. Yeah. And then एक बाकी था, like Yuval Noah Harari का I had watched, I had read Sapiens and Homo Deus. I finished 21 Lessons for 21st Century. And yeah, I'm currently reading Satyajit Ray ka the book that was forwarded by Shyam Benegal. So yeah, I'm
right.
currently
I love
reading
that. I love that book.
and I'll be starting Arundhati Roy ka book, The Ministry of Utmost Happiness, and I'm ashamed to accept that abhi tak maine wo nahi padha, but I've read her.
You don't need to be ashamed. We
Right.
don't rate
Yeah.
anything, so it's fine.
We are Philistines. We are Philistines.
Yeah, the only thing I read I didn't like, which was Drive My Car. A short
Oh, God.
story. So,
Look, the text
Of
is
course.
crap anyway. I'm sorry. Murakami
no, the
fans
short
don't
story.
kill me.
Yeah.
Murakami
movie's
fans
good, the
don't
movie's
kill me. Murakami fans don't kill me. The book is crap. The story is crap.
Oh God,
I think the writing.
I
is okay.
would not agree, but okay.
The Murakami
And then-
story, not the actual.
Yeah, I mean,
movie?
it's got it's supposedly very misogynist and all, right?
No, not because of the misogyny. I mean, that is there, but
अरे
like
वो तो
even the
वो तो
writing,
taken
I
for
think,
granted.
is
वो
a
तो
bit.
taken for granted है at this
Hmm.
point.
The structure also, right?
Yeah.
Structure mainly, and just it's too like cringy to me. But that might be the result of like translation.
Yeah,
is-
वो तो dialogue even in the last act of the
हाँ,
film,
you
थोड़ा
said.
dialogue भी it is clunky for me.
Yeah.
That's why it is.
Yeah. Maybe it's the subs
So-
thing. Maybe it. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
next.
I hope. So yeah, then I've been spamming a lot about Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad lately because it's like the best writing I've ever come across in any medium, even though it's kind of unfair to compare a series ka writing with films and all. But Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul remain the epitome of good writing for me. And I've been revisiting some of the older episodes, both from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, since I'm writing like a comparative essay on both the shows. So I got a question ki what's your like favorite moment, and yeah, I'll just say that I just completed the essay today. So I'll soon be uploading that. Let's see.
Please
So
make
yeah,
sure to check it
and
out.
please everyone watch essay, get back on track essay with Better Call Saul, and watch it if you haven't already. It's a slow burn.
It's all out on Netflix at this point. We really
Yeah, it is. Yeah, 6 seasons.
But I've been watching Severance, which is good. also.
Yeah, Severance also I need to start this week.
Yeah.
9
Please read
episodes,
my
right?
please read my goddamn article. I spent 4 hours writing that shit. Please read my goddamn article on that show.
Definitely.
Yeah, but
That
I
show
have to
is
finish
freaking
the show,
amazing.
then I'll watch it.
That show
Like
is
finish as
freaking
in like
amazing.
2 episodes I have left. Yeah.
It's 9 episodes, right?
Yeah.
I started
Okay.
watching Mai though.
Easy.
Mine is not bad.
I started watching, I almost finished Guilty Minds, which I told you guys about. It's pretty good.
I
Hmm.
started.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for some reason I was surprised that Dhruv actually told us about an Indian.
Exactly, right?
I was like,
Yeah.
wait, who is telling
I'll
you?
tell you off this episode why I knew about how I knew about it. I don't think that should go in the episode. But yeah. What's
Okay.
the other question?
What else?
Yeah, favorite Bollywood film in recent memory. I would say
Atrangi Day.
That might actually be true. Yeah.
I mean, sure. If I had watched RRR,
This question was only to troll Amartya. That's it.
Of course, yeah.
someone foreshadowed the question. Yeah. So these
I guess
were the only
everyone-
three
No, but-
serious questions. Varna.
No, but I guess everyone's answer to that is probably Sardar Udham, right?
Sadaruddin. But
Hmm.
no, I
Sadaruddin,
like RRR ka spectacle. It was a
RRR
different-
But does that count as Bollywood? Like I know it's translated, like whatever subtitle.
man.
Oh, right,
Pan
yeah.
It's
Wow,
pan
I didn't
India
know
movie,
that.
man.
Yeah, but it's not
pan India
Bollywood, no?
movie. It's
Pan
Are
India
you
is different.
categorizing it? That
So,
is a South movie
Like
too.
the ranking will change. What now? They'll only rank pan Indian movies. So KGF 2,
Yeah.
RRR,
Who knows?
Radheshyam.
That's what
And let's
Prabhas.
see
That's what
Liker.
Prabhas is. That's what Prabhas is chasing after now. That is why he's making movies like Radheshyam, which is like whatever.
I don't think so. He's chasing that pan India thing. It's the producers who are chasing. Prabhas is the pan Indian guy.
No, but that's what I was saying. Like Bollywood, everyone says that.
Hey
I mean,
man, wait. I'll tell you when this pan India thing will die. Wait till this film called Liger come out.
Oh, the Vijay
Liger.
Deverakonda. The
Yeah,
Vijay
yeah.
Deverakonda movie.
It's gonna bomb because it looks horrible.
But isn't Brahmastra also publicized as a pan-India thing? Or no?
Yeah,
that's the
whatever,
different-
man.
Oh.
Arey,
Whatever.
come
don't
on.
think
You
so.
have to be like kind
I
of
think
like.
that movie would be. I think I
Look,
would
I will.
kind
I
of
will
like.
believe. No, I will believe that movie exists when it finally comes out.
It will come
Yeah.
out, but it
Yeah.
feels
I
very much
believe
like another film you like, Amartya, Jagga Jasoos, which
Jagga
was delayed
Jasoos
till
case.
no end.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Jagga
I
Jasoos
love
is
that movie. I love
fun.
that movie so much. I can
I
take
love
a
it.
fucking scissor and just cut all the
He-
screen to shreds.
Exactly. You will actually love it, Sanjeet. He's sarcastically, of course, being dismissive
want
of
to watch it. I
wonderful
haven't.
film, I think.
I'd like it.
Oh, you also
Wonderfully
like it.
flawed film. I'm not denying it's not flawed, but it is wonderful.
It's
Still.
wonderful. Actually wonderful. Like literally.
Do you guys think this is like I think it is a pan India movie. Uska aa raha hai Fahad Fazil and all.
Arre,
Who's
Vikram.
Vikram, yeah.
I don't
Juni.
know if it is a pan India movie, but I
yeah.
can't wait for that movie. That movie looks
Kamal
amazing.
Hassan, yeah. It's directed by Kamal Hassan.
Lokesh
or-
Kanagaraj.
Lokesh
Lokesh
Kanagaraj.
Kanagaraj.
Okay,
It's
right.
after
right.
Master. After
Master
Yeah.
and Kerry director.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
think that seems promising.
That movie looks amazing.
Should be.
Yeah.
No, but it's like it is an interesting debate about like what is pan India and what is Bollywood. Then like is Bollywood like if someone asks
Just
you what's
India.
your favorite Bollywood thing, then
Nowadays,
then
Bollywood can be called as the expensive remake.
it's not that. It's Sardar Udham is not a remake. Neither is
Sardar Udham comes out a 1 in 50.
Sandeep or Pinky is also not a remake.
Man,
I know
see,
you
like,
guys don't love
films
it,
like-
but like still.
Let's take like YRF only as example. The coming few films that they have, like films like Jayesh Bhai Jordar will be like only for like Hindi belt audiences, I feel.
Exactly.
But like a
Oh.
film like Prithvi Raj will be for like the whole India. Like
What
that's
about
the
like that Karan Johar movies coming out? No.
Which Karan Johar movie?
What Rocky or Rani ki Prem Kahani or something, right?
But that's his, I think that's again not going to be a non-pan Indian thing. It's like it's going to be like the
Hindi belt, no? Like
yeah, Hindi belt, yeah.
yeah.
But
The
that's like
pan
a-
India- The pan India thing is the thing which is supposedly universal storytelling. So it's
Yeah.
like that's what
kind of. I mean, in the truest sense, yeah. But like
Yeah.
how they make it to be like the tycoons, the business people sitting at the top will be like if it's dubbed in a certain language, then it's like a pan Indian film.
And
That's
the-
how they may be treating it as.
like the biggest movie in India right now, the one which we all are talking about. That movie wasn't supposed to be. That movie wasn't supposed to be pan India, right? KGF
KGF
chapter
too.
1.
Oh, I
KGF
thought you were
chapter-
talking about files.
No, I'm not talking about files. I'm not talking about files. That is not pan India. That is
Files.
pan world.
We are talking about movies, guys.
Yeah, that is pan world.
Yeah.
What?
Pan world.
my point being, KGF Part 1
Awkward
wasn't meant to be
silence.
pan-India, right? KGF Part 1 was typical Kannada. It was limited to the Kannada belt, but it had a huge new life in streaming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
No, wait, KGF Part 1?
Or did it make quite
No,
a
no,
lot
no.
of
It
bang?
made a lot of
No, I remember. So I read about this story. So when Prashant Neel, the director, was making the film, it was just for the Kannada audiences itself.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Once it was
So
made,
you,
the producers came and they
फिर
were
से
like, no,
बोलो सर
oh,
मैं कोई बैठ
no,
के
no, wait,
सुनेगा नहीं
no. I was saying when Prashant Neel made the film,
हाँ
it was only for the Kannada audiences. But when then the producers came in after like the principal shooting was finished, and they were like, no, it's going to be a pan-India film.
हाँ
So apparently this
acha.
enraged Prashant Neel. He's like, no, I don't like this idea. You should have told me
He
earlier.
ruined the editing in the movie. He spilled
he was like,
a
oh my god, kya editing hai? Is editing to my Indian
These
audience ko
producers,
dekhoga?
okay, now I'm going to edit one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it was acquired by Farhan Akhtar and Ritesh Sidwani's production company, Excel Entertainment.
Yes.
And then it made like a lot of money in
yeah
the
because they
Hindi
realize
market.
that there are a lot of men who want like actual release in the
and
cinema
not
right?
watch zero.
Who want to get dosed off? Yeah.
Yeah,
Sloth.
no, who want that release of like sweat and blood and one more thing in the
Mm.
cinema. So
Yeah, and of course,
Just-
they want to be, completely bombarded by everything without making it insane. So
you know,
As
one of my
well-
favorite. I know this is a slight digression, but one of my favorite moments in like I've seen. See, I barely see regional cinema, but like Kumbalangi nights, right?
oh
There's
yeah,
that scene where they go inside the cinema and they're watching Arjun Reddy, I think.
yes,
Like that exchange is one of I always remember that just in like the whole how people can perceive these sorts of movies like KGF, Arjun Reddy, which have like that whole sort of toxic masculinity sort of thing to it. Like how some people can just take it that seriously is
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
But
Sorry.
that movie kind of used it like very well, right, into its narrative because the
Huh,
movie in
huh.
itself is about mocking.
Yeah,
ऐसे
Kumbalangi
contrast.
Nights is to
Mhm.
deconstructing the whole
Yeah.
masculinity and like what it
Yeah,
is and all that
yeah.
stuff.
With Fahd Fazil's character, like
yeah,
and all.
parallel
yeah.
between that and everyone at the. Anyways, lovely film. I think that's one of the films that like most
That
people
reached out
love.
to a lot of people. Yeah.
It's
Most
my
people
top
loved.
Most
top
people love it.
10 Indian films.
I
of
think
all
it
time,
introduced.
easily.
I think it introduced a lot of people to the Malayalam new wave.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Hmm.
Yeah, more or less. I agree to that because then only people started watching a lot,
Yeah.
and they were like,
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is the best industry making best movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nuanced movies.
Yeah.
Nuanced movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Did you guys discuss Bhutakalam or no?
No, we haven't.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one you guys all three of you liked, right?
Yeah,
I did not
I wrote.
see.
I wrote.
did
Oh, you
not
didn't
see.
see. Amartya
No,
hasn't
I
seen.
liked
You
it.
both really
I
liked,
thought-
and I thought it
Yeah.
was not good. Which
No,
is
of course
surprise,
you did.
surprise.
And
Yeah.
you're a
course you
horror
did.
connoisseur. Of course, you have like standards. We don't have standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
mean,
a horror connoisseur.
I mean, we
but,
both like. X.
Says the
So
one
I don't
who's
know what that
watched the
says about us.
Northman.
we liked
and,
what?
especially-
X. We both liked X.
X. Yeah, X is great.
X,
X
even
is
I
good.
liked.
Yeah.
X is good.
Mm.
Man,
I don't know
I'm
why
a-
people hated it. I don't know. Really.
Who
Who
hates it?
hated it?
Lot of people hated it. Come
Yeah,
on.
but that's probably because they're like
Philistines-
averse to fun. Averse to fun.
Philistines.
Averse to fun.
Averse to- Is that a polite way of saying something else entirely?
I don't know who these people. I mean, no, I can understand why people might find X like smug. You know, because it's super like.
I don't think it is
dipped in
smug.
references. Like you know what? If
Ah,
you,
that way.
I said it's like an in joke. So maybe
Oh,
people who are
yeah.
not horror fans will not connect to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Which like I can't imagine someone showing it to like a new person who doesn't like horror movies and be like, oh, do you understand why this logicless thing is happening?
Yeah.
I don't mind the logicless because I know the film knows it. Anyways, we should move on to the next
Yeah,
question. Otherwise,
back to the question.
Yeah.
Question. Aryan, do you have
Aryan is
more?
done. We have one
Aryan,
question.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rohit Satish Nair asks, when will Sanjeet Bhai and Karthik Bhai will be back?
Sanjeet Bhai is here.
Yeah, Karthik Bhai, I don't know. And if you want, Rohit was also on our podcast. So if you want to listen to that episode, the Malik episode, which we did. a
Malik.
year-
Malik.
You should please listen to that episode. It's lovely.
At
The
this
next
point, there should be a
question-
Queen is Dead bingo. How many times? How many times is Dhruv going to say Malik in a single episode?
The next
Have I
question
said it
is
recently?
by Arsh, who also has a very big Instagram page called All About Films. should please check it out as well.
All about
So-
movies. I think.
All about
Yeah.
movies. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
His question is: since the hot topic of this week has been Jared Leto and his method acting in general, what are your opinions on this news and what are your general opinion on method acting?
So Arsh is a huge DC fan. Nice guy. Huge DC fan. So
Mhm.
I can understand his questions about Jared Leto because Jared Leto created arguably the best Joker of all time. You can't believe I'm saying that. Yeah, because sarcasm is completely dead. So
So is
uh,
the DC franchise, right?
well,
Like that franchisee,
that's in
whatever.
limbo. Yeah, that shared universe thing is in weird state of limbo.
Yeah.
Something.
But method acting in and of itself, I don't think Stanislav ever intended people to, be sent dead rats to other actors. That I don't think that is method acting per se. Ask Jared Leto that, he might disagree. So method acting could be a very effective method because Daniel Day-Lewis is proof of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It
I,
could
I,
be
read, I read this one very interesting thing.
Yeah.
That people actors method act when they have to be assholes.
Yeah.
I think Pattinson said that. I think Robert Pattinson
Yeah, is
said
it?
that.
Someone
Yeah.
told me that line. I was like, oh,
Robert
okay,
Pattinson said that. Yeah.
Okay, then whatever, man.
Robert Pattinson
It's
said
just
that.
it's just very interesting to hear something.
Robert,
I mean, yeah.
and
This
Mads,
kind of like makes so much sense though.
Mads Mikkelsen and a lot of other people are like, they are also extremely angry.
I honestly think this method acting thing won't be a big issue if Jared Leto didn't publicize, or like people didn't publicize
It's
how
the
much
marketing actually, which
Huh.
makes it look like a very bad thing or whatever. But I feel method acting is a term that is like, okay, actually, what is really method acting? It's like what you get into the skin of the character, you do like 10 different things, behave like a character.
for
But I
like
feel
elongated
the
periods,
term
right?
is
Like
wrong.
even outside of the set, kind of
I
like
feel
that. So.
I feel the term is wrong. Method
Mhm.
acting can be termed as any actor can have his or her
Mhm.
own method of
Yeah.
acting, right?
Mm.
Like
but
actors,
that-
some
It's
actors are
how
like
they interpret it.
exactly how
It-
you interpret what method acting really is.
It's like
But-
that story I always repeat, the Marathon Man story. It's like, Dustin Hoffman
Yeah.
trying to do method acting, and Laurence Olivier finally got frustrated and said,
Yeah, yeah.
my dear boy, why don't you try
Yeah, yeah.
acting?
Acting. Why didn't
Yeah.
you try acting? I read that. I read that.
Yeah, so it's like,
It's like I agree with you. It's like it also depends on who thinks what their method really is. Sometimes people would want, okay, no, I don't want to prepare anything. I just want to go on set and with an action. I'm
pretty sure even Brian Cox said something about method acting in the
Yeah,
vein of,
yeah.
how his character
Succession,
says
yeah.
in Succession.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nee, but I also think like this Jared Leto thing is maybe if he was in better movies, people wouldn't have questioned his method acting. Like
Maybe,
he's been in a
yeah.
part, he's been part of some absolute stink. I remember. Have you guys seen Little Things?
No, I skipped it immediately.
Denzel
Yeah,
Washington.
I did.
Denzel Washington, Rami
I did.
Malek, who is on par with Jared Leto in terms of how bad two people are giving performances in that movie.
Oh boy.
So
You mean after the Oscar-winning movie Bohemian Rhapsody, he did not give a good
I've
performance?
I've seen Mr. Robot, so I'm very disappointed whenever Rami
I
Malek
love
gives a
Mr. Robot,
bad
I know.
performance.
Yeah.
So, but what can we do? Anyways, the point is that if the movies themselves are bad, then maybe your method acting sticks out also. Like House of
Mhm.
Gucci,
Yeah.
question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark. Yeah.
It's me, Mama Mario. But okay. That, yeah.
But to be honest, like in that, it maybe stuck out as something that was at least half entertaining and ludicrous, and the whole movie is
Yeah.
like a pile of.
It felt. I think
Campiness.
House of Gucci. I think in House of Gucci, Ridley Scott was surprised to see what Jared Leto was doing, and somebody was telling him, "Should we tell him he should not do that?" And Ridley Scott was like, "No, this
I'm
is
too
gold.
tired.
Let's
This
keep
is
it
gold.
rolling."
This
I'm
is
too
gold.
tired.
Let's keep it rolling."
Yeah,
Anyways, the millennials are going to be too
exactly.
busy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Let's
but
not get
yeah,
into that.
have you guys seen any film in which you've liked his performance? I was talking just before this that I liked him in Requiem for a Dream is the one performance I remember,
Yeah,
but
I
in that
like
it doesn't
that
seem
as
like he's
well.
method acting at all. Like it
I
is
think
also a
that-
movie not driven solely by performance. I feel.
I think the
except for
most
Ellen Burstyn's
recent.
part.
I think the most recent one was the pilot of We Crashed, in which I actually kind of sort of liked his performance because it was not, that over the top level of method.
I watched We Crashed first episode as well, but then he still seems like he's like acting.
Yeah, see, he's acting. But considering the
So-
character he's playing, I think I can buy into the fact why he's acting. Even the
Yeah,
character was kind of
I don't
bad.
disagree.
Maybe his
I agree with
performance
that.
needs that sort of filmmaking over the topness. Also, again, Requiem for a Dream comes to my mind, where it's like, his performance seems nicely on level hand with the filmmaking, because the filmmaking in that film is like off the charts.
No, but like
Uh,
there's also like a certain over the top that you do, right? You see
Yeah.
like Kenneth Branagh doing over the top, then it still sells you in a different way.
Which movie is this?
Like any movie, whenever he's like over the top, I'm just saying it.
Tenet.
Oh, in Tenet. I
Tenet,
actually
take an
enjoy
example,
that,
yeah.
because otherwise I don't understand that movie. So yeah.
That's a separate indictment on the movie itself. Let's not go there.
No, it's indictment on me. I'm stupid. No.
No, we all
So,
are. We don't
yeah.
understand quantum physics. Physicist sitting here, by the way, just FYI.
You're the PhD guy, Doctor Amartya.
Not yet, but okay.
Man, for us, you're doctor. Please, you should value our. Yeah, whatever. No, but then whatever
मेरी
I've
कोई
seen
value
Jared
नहीं कर
Leto
रहा।
in the last whatever years, I have not
Hmm.
liked anything actually. Like legit, not anything. So
I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of over the top performance, but there's another actor I don't like when he goes over the top. I don't know. I guess people are bigger fans of him when he goes over the top. Jake Gyllenhaal never works for me when he goes all
Oh
shouty.
wow!
Oh,
You
the
should
guilty.
you shouldn't watch Ambulance then.
no,
Oh, I know
Ambulance I
that.
like. Man. Ambulance was pretty
The
good. I think.
guilty
He was
may
actually-
be
he
also
The
was
Guilty,
actually
I didn't
fantastic.
like him that much actually.
Yeah,
was-
guilty. He was a little over the top types. Yeah.
He was actually fantastic in Ambulance. I actually
I
liked him.
really like
Ambulance, I
him
liked
in
him in that. Yeah, yeah.
Nocturnal Animals actually.
Oh,
yeah,
that
I
one,
love
so-
him.
I like him in that as well.
Yeah, but yeah, it's again very much to each their own in terms of like who they like, but like yeah, when it becomes noticeable, the performance is
Yeah,
where
but
you kind
I
of get
think
taken over it.
that with the guy who's done it all and like been that way, then Joaquin Phoenix has been like really.
Oh
Look,
yeah, that's true.
The vanguard
I
of
think-
method acting. The vanguard of method acting is Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Day-Lewis is the guy.
No, of course. He is the
Because-
guy because of whom they've started publicizing also too much of
Hmm.
method
Because-
acting with Dustin Hoffman and all of that.
Because whatever you can say about the movie, in Lincoln, the guy is Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
I've
Agree.
not seen Lincoln, but yeah.
Hmm.
Jesus
Watch him.
Christ, just watch that movie. He's
I mean,
like
I've seen him in
insane.
Phantom Thread and
Phantom
There
Thread,
Will
good
Be
cop.
Blood. It's like
Daniel
I've also
Day-Lewis.
seen a movie in which he's bad, surprisingly.
Was it one of his
Have you
first?
guys?
Age of Innocence.
No, I've not seen Age of Innocence, which I've heard is fantastic. huh?
Oh boy.
Oh,
I'm kidding, I'm
it's
kidding.
good.
Oh boy.
Then I cannot say anything to Scorsese, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I was talking
And-
about The Crucible. Yeah, very.
Not heard of it.
It's
No, I
like a
don't know.
witch type movie. You know The Witch, right? The
Mhm.
Robert Eggers, The Witch. You'll know about Robert
Yeah.
Eggers, Sanjeet. You watched his latest film twice. But no, The Crucible is like a Salem's witch trial
Trials kind of thing.
thingy.
Yeah.
In
But
that
when did it come out though?
90s, near the
90s
time
was
of
his, like,
no,
last
I mean it's not
90s.
his fault that the dialogue is garbage, and like he has to recite every line of it like as if he's reading from like a actual book in front of him. So
Hmm.
it's not like his thing. Yeah.
90s he had like that My Left Foot also, right?
My Beautiful Laundry.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Where
Laundry
is
was
that?
also there.
Laundry
Last of
Yeah.
the Mohicans was also around that time maybe.
Yeah.
Have you
Okay,
guys
please.
watched that clip? There's this YouTube clip which says Daniel Day-Lewis breaks his
Breaking character. in
Yeah,
their
yeah,
movie.
yeah. And uske comment section uska it's very fascinating.
Okay.
Like how is that?
The
Yeah.
best part of Suicide Squad by David Ayer is
Suicide
Cholo,
Squad from,
Cholo Joker trying to intimidate. Oh my God!
You
Jared Leto,
remember
what the
anything
heck?
from that movie? That's only a
I
surprise.
saw that movie in the goddamn theater. That was a music
Same, I've
video.
also seen it in the cinema.
I had to
Yeah,
watch
I
it twice in the theater.
Nice excuse, Aryan.
What
You're
the hell
saying
is had
as if
to? What the hell is
I
had
had to watch it twice.
Arey yaar, because these friends wanted me to join, so
Hey, you please
Yeah.
come with us also.
वो time पे बेला था मैं बहुत.
I think I watched Suicide Squad once only. That was enough.
That was enough.
The
Right?
new one is actually.
I
good
watched
if people
Batman
haven't
v
Both
seen
in
it.
Superman
enough.
twice in theater.
Which one?
Batman Superman.
Oh,
Batman
you
v
don't like
Superman.
that movie though,
I
right?
like that movie too.
I like that.
But then
I
again, I'm
think
an
the extended
unapologetic
cut
fan.
was okay.
Northman I watched twice in theater. And what else did I watch? Last was
Licorice.
Licorice also once only. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
That No Time to
The
Die. I watched.
Batman you watched only.
Oh, No
once.
Time to Die you watched
No Time
twice.
to
Oh
Die.
my
Jesus.
god.
Hey,
I
that
could never
movie is
watch.
great.
Man, please.
Hey,
It's
that movie is
good.
great.
It's fine. It's
It's
3
fine,
hours
James
yeah.
Bond
long
movie.
also.
It's not 3 hours
Oh,
long. Come on.
I
2
went
hours
once
40
Yeah,
for
it's
minutes,
2
myself.
hours
whatever.
40 minutes long. Yes.
I went once for myself, and the other time I went for my father. That's all.
That's
Hmm.
fair. That's
Sanjeet
fair.
and me are the James Bond fans, and I'm telling you empathically that movie is great. So F
Yeah.
off.
I'll have to beep that or no?
Hey, I
Okay.
didn't even say the word. Come on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Come back
So
when you watch Files twice. Okay, let's move on to talking about the films that you were supposed to start
about.
20
yeah.
minutes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, let's begin with the names of the films that we are going to talk about. One is going to be Jalsa, then Sharmaji Namkeen, and the third one being Badhaai Do.
Yes.
All three of them recent releases, and all three of them merit their own talking points, which is why we thought it will be good to have like a clubbed episode where we talk about all of them. Which one, guys, do you want to begin with? You
But
want to
I
begin
do.
with Badhaai Do?
Like,
Yeah,
let's just
let's
go
go
how they
chronological.
release, right?
Let's
Yeah.
go chronologically. Yeah.
Okay,
Badhaai
okay,
Do came
Badhaai
out
Do.
first.
Yeah.
So Badhaai
Those
Do
are.
is supposedly like
Sir,
a Aussie sequel of Badhaai Ho,
I mean, it's not a sequel.
starring.
Okay.
I mean, wasn't it supposed
It's
to be
like, you
a
know, वो होता है ना
Bollywood
कोई
sequel
community,
type?
you know, अरे Aryan keeps on sending us this Tarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma memes. The Gokul Dham community जो होती है ना, like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
every house is one of those small town indie films.
Wow, this is like
Oh
And like
my
it's like a meet cute between all of them.
wow, this is like inside jokes to the point of infinity at this point. Wow.
Everyone knows Tarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma, right?
No, but this is like good analogy. You should write this in a review. It will be success.
It it will be success.
Yeah.
Like what success?
BR will personally text you.
VR will
Yeah,
personally
Ah.
text you.
Okay.
Okay, pause.
He will be
I
like,
will
I'm
text.
starting.
I will personally publicize his review that I just read yesterday. So yeah.
He will personally text you and tell you, I'll invite you to my own new podcast. It's kind of like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will be honored. What else? Anyways, do you guys want to tell everyone what Badhaai Do is about?
नाम
सुमन
टाइटल
सिंह
जेंडर
आपको क्या लगता है
अब फीमेल
चार साल से जिद पकड़े बैठे हैं, इसी लड़की से शादी करूंगा।
अरे नहीं करनी मुझे शादी वादी
31 की हो गई है, तेरा भविष्य क्या है? गणित की टीचर बन जाती, साइंस पढ़ाती, पीटी टीचर बन गई, उसकी तो ट्यूशन भी नहीं होती है।
Lavender marriage. In a very simplistic one word line, lavender.
What's a
What does
lavender
lavender marriage mean?
What is a lavender marriage?
Lavender marriage means two non-heterosexually attracted people, like two homosexual people living in an arranged sort of a relationship in a country which kind of sort of doesn't accept homosexual relationships.
Yeah.
That's how they live in sort of an arrangement together to
Yeah.
avoid questioning by society. And
Yeah.
and before you think people think it's regressive, this is actually a true thing. This is actually a real life concept. And but Badhaai Do tries to explain it in the only way Indian audience, and to be fair, a lot of audience can swallow, by using
Comedy.
humor.
Yeah.
But at
Yeah,
the
this
very-
is like, I mean, yeah, no, that's wonderfully put. I think it's more or less a part of what I was talking about, like the small town social message drama. That's the thing, right? What
I
is it?
think
Small
that's-
town social message drama.
Yeah.
STSMD, is that it?
Whatever, man. Or the genre of movies we usually like to associate with Ayushmann Khurrana, but at this point
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
No, but
Raj-
even Rajkumar Rao has started doing those. Sanjeet, what was the
Yeah.
favorite movie of that you love in this genre?
हमारे 75
हमारे पता
हमारे
नहीं।
पास
Don't
Yeah.
remind
No,
me
but
of
what do
the-
you guys think of the film? Aryan, you start. We'll go
Yeah.
according
So
alphabetically, I guess. No,
I
but that way
watched-
Amartya has to start. Never mind. Go ahead, Aryan.
No, it's cool. Let
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
So I watched Badhaai Do with my family when it was released on the after the opening weekend. I watched, and it was the best time I've had at the theater with my families in more than 2-3 years, and everyone was laughing, everyone was there. And even during those emotional scenes, it's like, sometimes when you watch these family movies and all, you could sense that communal emotions around you, right? You can feel it simmering. So that's what it was. And even though structurally the film was never like, the pacing did tremble a bit, especially in its second act and all, but it drives home its message, which it is very clear about, without breaking into conventional sequences or dance montages and all.
Yeah.
So I think, and even like, so there's obviously the central theme that it's a progressive movie that is not treating its homosexual characters like caricatures. So there's obviously that, right, on the
So it's
surface.
not hum Shubh Mangal Zyada Sav.
Yeah, but Bobby, and on top of that, there's also some other inclusive touches in the film that are not showy, but that shows how genuinely the cast and crew cared about, making a film that genuinely speaks so supremely. Because it cast a northeastern actress for the role of Rim Jim, if I'm not wrong, for
Rim Jim.
for Bhumi Pednekar's character, her
Partner,
love interest, and even that their relationship, like you often see these couples being explored in mainstream cinema, and they're always being treated down to like caricaturing, like they're always like making love and all that shit. So it's never like that. They genuinely, we see them talking in a room as they're discussing about their emotional complexities, and we actually get to witness that, which was extremely refreshing.
Amartya?
Before we begin, let's just remind ourselves that Badhaai Do came out in the same week as another movie which you guys both talked about, and
it was Feb 11th, no? Badhaai Do.
It came out in the same week, as I think Garaya, a movie which got far more renown, and
it was the same week.
Same week. It got buried. Badhaai Do got
Feb
buried.
11th.
Completely buried, and because for the divisiveness which Garaya carried, and honestly, I think Badhaai Do deserved a lot more eyeballs. Thankfully, it is getting a lot more eyeballs in Netflix. I think Badhaai Do is, if we consider it a quasi sequel to Badhaai Do, I don't think it is. But even if we do that, it is the far superior form of film, because it does the one thing which movies like Chandigarh Kare Ashiki or all the other movies have tried to do.
Couldn't.
But couldn't. It actually manages to tell something very sensitive. And it also tries to showcase the flaws of these people. Most of the times in other movies, which are obviously seen through a far more heteronormative lens, most of these times we see the homosexual couples as people, who are all balanced out, who are all,
exactly
set in their own ways, who have achieved some form of Zen-like thought processes, which are completely impervious to their own flaws. That's not the case here. At the end of the day, their sexuality is just a part of who they are, because at the end of the day, they are all humans.
Exactly. They're dynamic characters on their own.
Dynamic characters.
I mean, their humanity is not equal to their sexual identity.
Exactly.
And there's even a dialogue, and I think Bhumi Pednekar's character addresses that same dialogue very sensitively. Like it was the kind of dialogue that could have come across as very like in the face, right? Very like tendeniously, but it was handled so well.
More than Bhumi Pednekar's character of Shumi, I think Rajkumar Rao's character of Shardul was one of the more complicated and tough characters to actually play. Because at the end of the day, Shardul Thakur is a guy who is every bit what society expects of a man to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's strong, buff, good-looking man at a marriageable age, supposed to
doing a noble job,
doing a noble profession. But this is also a guy who knows exactly what he is, but who also knows that even knowing exactly what he is doesn't mean that he can come out of the closet anytime soon. And just coming out of the closet is going to be catastrophic for his own life, and he's very pragmatic about it. But and that's why the movie too is almost sensitively a very pragmatic movie, because at the end of the day, it is not a bed of roses. Coming out as a mental awareness sort of an issue.
Hmm.
The process of coming out to the people you love is not so easy. Like
Yeah.
like many comics and many stories kind of sort of try to whitewash. Okay, that's a very wrong term. Try to balance it out or try to bluff them by saying stuff like, okay, here's the thing. There is a comic called Superman Son of Kal-El. Okay,
Mhm.
so in that, Superman's son John Kent was recently revealed to be gay.
Oh,
Okay, so what Sanjeet's reaction is what the author expected everybody else to react to. Oh, that's cool.
Hmm.
But that's it.
Hmm.
That's literally it. He's gay. There is nothing shown substantial about what that means for a superhero or for somebody who is doing something like that. There's nothing substantial shown here. You can't make a movie just on empty gestures if you can't
so you're saying it's sanitized basically.
yeah, it's basically sanitized. You can't do that if you're
No,
going
but see,
to
can
touch
I
a
ask you a
topic.
question here? So, if they if they directly address it, right, then there is, of course, a confrontational nature to like how people would react to Superman's identity being gay, right? But if they sort of pass it on, like you've said, like it's just mentioned, but it's not like thrown at your face.
It's not just no, it's not that it's not thrown at my face. It's just it's thrown, but it's like something very blasé, right?
Okay.
Because
Is this
because
like the Star Wars Star Wars the
no,
Rise of
it's a tad bit better than
Okay.
it's tad bit better than it's like characters are actually kissing
In the foreground?
no, it's completely centered.
Okay.
But it's completely centered, but
Okay.
characters are kissing, but that's it. If you're going to explore something, if you're going to say that a character is gay, give it the same amount of respect you're giving to a character who has a heterosexual relationship. Give it
Okay.
the same amount of respect.
I have a question on that also. Like, so do you think now we are at a stage where films do need to go out of their way to address it, or is it the fact that there's a almost narrative of normality with sexuality sometimes? I remember Call Me by Your Name, right? By Luca Guadagnino, in which what you expect from a reaction from parents to be to someone's sexuality is completely deflated. Like you don't have that, oh, my son is gay, oh, my daughter is whatever, lesbian, right? So do you think like them not addressing it and being like, oh, it's just whatever, like it's part of their identity, what else can we do, is a acknowledgement of the fact that this is normal and like you shouldn't make a big deal out of it? That's my question.
acknowledging that it is normal and not making a big deal out of it is kind of false if you consider which country we are living.
Got it.
I think even if filmmakers do that, there should be a necessary contrast provided by other characters who might come across as super unnecessarily orthodox, like not just orthodox, but yeah. So that would create like a moral. People would morally side with obviously people who are. I mean, hopefully, people who are being more tolerant.
And here's also the thing. Like, I know none of us here like the movie Sudmangal Zyada Saavdhan that much. I know none of us. But the one thing I will always appreciate that movie is like Bollywood. It's like Bollywood is for the first time creating a rom-com in a rom-com in the vein of a heterosexual rom-com just for homosexual rom-coms. Now
Exactly.
was it not exactly well executed? Absolutely. But they did try. They did try to make a romantic comedy in the vein of a homosexual romantic comedy without utilizing most of the cringes. They utilized the cliches. Here's the difference. Utilizing cliches and utilizing cringes is a different thing. They didn't utilize the cringe factor. In Badhaai, though, what I think is they actually tried to subvert the cliches in a way by actually addressing the flaws, by actually addressing these people as real life humans. And by addressing what their own motivations and what their own internal thought processes are. Badhaai though makes us look at these people as real life forms of human beings, and that is the only way subversion can occur, because for a very long time Bollywood has been showing these people as caricatures. Not even
Yeah.
Bollywood, all other many
Yeah,
regional.
even Hollywood in its mainstream sort of ways
even
also,
Hollywood.
yeah.
Mm.
The subversion is showing these people as just normal, everyday people.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think
But
the film takes an extra effort into
yeah,
expanding
and
the
I
lives
appreciate.
of these characters.
Yeah, and I appreciated the effort, because at no point are they saying that okay, this is normal for them, but that doesn't mean that they are just completely spot free about it, because they're not, because the world around them is not letting them be scot free.
Mm. But it's also, the thing is that even while steering away from those conventional tropes, uh, yeah, even while steering away from those conventional tropes, the movie is super aware that it doesn't alienate the audience, because it constantly tries turning those heterosexual tropes upside down, because there are those musical montages which are so normally otherwise used for, like, over the top heteros since years, right? And I think
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
why I think Shubh Mangal Zyada Savdhan was an important movie, because it started that chain reaction. And I even wrote about that film in my essay for Badhaai Do, ki that train wala sequence, right? It is
Yeah.
a very visually striking sequence.
Yeah.
Recreated the DDLJ scene
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
replacing it with two homosexual characters, even though it was very showy. The film did not handle it very well, but it created that image, right?
Yeah.
That sensory visual apparatus it used was very effective, and that gave this movie, the creators of this movie, I guess Harshvardhan Kulkarni, if I'm not wrong, it
Yeah.
gave the
Harshvardhan
creators of
Kulkarni.
this,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it gave the creators of this movie a reason to notice that trend and tone it down and do it subtly, the same thing. So it
Yeah.
started from there, right? So I think it's like equally, like, these two things can exist, it can be mutually exclusive. It shouldn't be mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dhruv?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Amartya and Aryan only. I will just I think I caveated even on Aryan's thing, what he had written, that this all started with Ek Ladki Ko Dekha To Aisa Laga, which I have no idea. Did no one see that movie?
I
Or
didn't
did,
see it.
The
I
Sonam
didn't.
Kapoor movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or the Anil Kapoor movie and Johi Chawla movie also. Anyways, my point being that movie is smarter, I think, than it is given credit for, because it's sensitive and it has an ending very similar to Badhaai Do, in that it acknowledges the possibility and impossibility of acceptance in Indian society of homosexuality to a certain extent.
Yes.
So I think a lot of what Aryan is describing is stemming from that film, rather than, which is why I think I don't like Shubh Mangal Zyada Savdhan that much, because I don't think it sets a trend as such, as it is just aggressively loud and it doesn't sort of
I mean, to be fair, that's the credit you can give to Subhangal Zyada Savdhan, because Bollywood as a construct itself has always been a tad bit aggressively loud. So if you're going to make a rom-com, homosexual rom-com, and if you make it aggressively loud, that is also kind of normalizing the trend of making these
but
movies
no,
anyway.
but as you guys are saying, like the DDLJ reversal and all that, that's there. What the hell is happening? Never mind. There's my teacup dropped. Never mind. My point is that sort of reversal of set tropes and like all those things are in the title of Ek Ladki Ko Dekha To Aisa Laga. It's in the
Yes.
song, and I think
Yeah.
those ways are like a better way of subverting those. Anyways, my I like that movie more than I think most people do, and I think it's a smarter film than people give it credit for. But you're right, like
Exactly.
in Badhaai though is a very well plotted film, I think, more than anything else.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
never realized how good the actual conceit of the film itself is. You use this, it firstly it gives you this parallel between how a gay man and a lesbian woman uh like have different ways in which they have to deal with their sexualities in
Oh, yeah.
India,
Mm.
right? Then you also get how these people interact with each other, which is a very interesting sort of dynamic that's there in the film.
It's
Which
like the knowing winks.
Yeah,
It's like a knowing wink between the knowing wink and a knowing nod between the two of these people, that we see you, we see your difficulty.
yeah, Yeah,
But-
there's that, but there is some difference also. I think there's that
Yeah.
element of, and I don't know if the film really goes in hard, but there is almost a level of sexism in the way Shardul
Rajkumar.
addresses
Exactly.
No,
Yeah.
it's
addresses.
not even a level of sexism. I think the
It
sexism is
is.
inherent.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
And it brings it to focus that problematic toxic masculinity side of
yeah.
his character
So-
in that scene, when after he's drunk and they both just sit and he's
Hmm.
dancing and all, and he opens up. Since he's drunk, he opens
Yeah.
up about how since childhood he's being burdened with these expectations that came to him,
Hmm.
like from being a man, in the society you are
Hmm.
supposed to do this and all.
Yeah.
So he has got this side. He subconsciously has developed. It's like ingrained. He has imposed it upon himself, internalized that
because
ideology.
because that's what he was taught, right? Because that's
Yeah.
what he was conditioned as, and
Mm.
that's the complicated part. That's the complicated aspect of Shardul's character, which in a way is also a very complicated aspect of most
Mm.
normal men's character, be they
Yeah.
be homosexual or
Mhm.
heterosexual or whatever they are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how it is. I think the end sequence really kills me
Oh my
because
god!
Oh, end sequence is
I was
fantastically well
it's-
executed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a
The fade to
I
black,
thought,
fade to
Yeah,
black
yeah.
is
yeah.
a
I
great
wrote on my
touch.
letterbox right after I left the
Yeah.
movie on my way home that
Mhm.
I am bumping an extra half star for the movie just because of that choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
The
ending.
fade
Amazing.
to black, and then the
Yeah.
real ending maybe,
Yeah.
and then the
And then
happy
the
ending.
filmy ending.
Had a happy ending. I don't know. Like that's what
Happy
that's how
ending,
I thought of it.
I
As.
just
Acceptance. Yeah.
I just appreciated the fact that it's like, how do I say this? I think the scene at the scene at the procession when he actually puts on the
Oh, that's a lovely scene. Yeah,
that
mask.
mask. I think that's the peak of that movie
Mm.
Yeah,
because
that's a
Yeah.
cinematic high actually.
that's a cinematic high. That's the catharsis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
finally-
Very much. But I love how different their endings are in a way, right? Because she
Yeah.
comes out to her parents and suffers as a consequence with her relationship. Like she comes
Mhm.
out even at the parade, she is there participating with everyone.
Hmm.
Whereas he, being the police officer, and he's still tied to that status.
Yeah.
And the mask kind of becomes that sort of his
Mm.
catharsis, knowing that he is still wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So which is the lovely part of it. I
but it's also like wearing the mask is also a form of acceptance for him and
Him,
for
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Sanjeev
Lovely
sir,
movie.
bolo.
Lovely movie. Yeah.
Yeah, even I quite liked it. I have nothing to disagree from. So, like, no contrary opinion on this.
Wow, shocking.
I just, I really like so I didn't like the trailer because I've come
Mm.
to think of how these films are going to be anyway, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Which
I
I think,
remember we talking about that.
yeah, I was like, I am done with this small, this
Mm.
small
What
town
movie
village
did
comic.
guy.
what
Hmm.
movie made you be done with it?
हम दो हमारे
हमारे-
75
Why is that
That-
movie so bad, Sanjeev?
It's just very poorly made film. That's my biggest problem with that. Like subject wise, whatever it is, I'm okay. Like I
Yeah.
can still let it be. But
That's
it's
your
just
big,
a very, very
that's your
poorly
biggest
made film.
that's your biggest problem with the movie. I think the premise is so shaky you can literally kick it and the whole building
I mean,
will
I
fall
can
down.
still be, I can still be not care about it. What really shook me was how poorly it was made. Like it was
Like
really
even like edited and all that. Like it was
edited,
just put
shot,
together.
directed, like
Okay.
really, really directed. Like the way it was directed is like really bad. Like I really.
Mm.
Put me off. But like my point being, I was done. I was like, I can't just watch them just like that. So I was
Yeah.
very away from the film until I started seeing all the positive reviews, and then I think I saw Aryan's review, which was like very positive, which really started making me think, okay, maybe it's not what I thought it would be,
Yeah.
which actually is true. When I watched the film, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I really like the small moments.
Hmm.
And like Badhaai Ho, which is like a companion piece, it's not a sequel.
Is that
there's like
who made that? Is that
Badhaai
same
was by Amit
creators.
Sharma.
Amit Sharma? He did
Writers
Stree.
were the
Oh
same,
no.
right?
No, Amit Sharma made Tevar with Arjun
Oh, with Arjun Kapoor
and
and
famously made that Google ad, that India Pakistan
ha
Google.
ha ha ha. I remember.
Harshvardhan Kulkarni had made Hunter, which I really like as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Okay. Wow.
yeah, right.
Okay.
Again, a
Yeah.
great cameo by Gulshan Devaya in this movie.
Gulshan
Lovely,
Devaya, yeah.
lovely,
So,
lovely.
when I
Mm.
watched,
little
it
role.
was just like all these small moments like really worked for me, and the whole flavor of family being an emotional part of the film.
Hmm.
So when that, like, my biggest, like, when I watch a film and then when something really works for me, it is always the scenes that really earn their position
Hmm.
in the form of a screenplay, which Dhruv also said, like, it's plotted really well.
Hmm.
And because of that, like, a lot of scenes have an actual impact on you as a viewer, which
Yeah.
the one being the scene with his mother towards the end, the
Yeah.
Rajkumar.
Oh yeah.
It was,
Oh
like,
yeah,
so
Shiva
well
Chadha is
earned.
also fan, and she's
Shiva
the
Chadha
common
is-
link between a couple of these movies. So
Yeah.
Shiva Chadha is absolutely brilliant in this movie.
she is very. I was like, what? Like, firstly, I was confused. Like, what is like? Is she just too sleepy, or does
Exactly.
she take
You know,
substances?
I had the great chance to be a part of the like interview of the cast and crew
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
Badhaai, and the interviewer asked the actress Shiva Chadha about
Yeah.
what was up with her character, like the borderline OCD and all, and she said that brought a unique flair to the like mother character and all.
Yeah.
And we also see a glimpse of that. I don't remember which scene exactly, but I vividly remember I say it was there. We see a glimpse of that even in Rajkumar Rao's Shardul.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like a family
I mean,
thing that
I
yeah,
think-
yeah.
like borderline
She
OCD.
says also Bhumi Pednekar at one time.
Yeah,
Her
exactly.
character that yeah, it's you both are exactly the same. Like
I
there's
think
no
Shiva
difference.
Chadha. I
Exactly.
think Shiva Chadda's character is far more, absent-minded because I think the loss of her husband really shook her.
Huh.
Maybe. So it's
And
like
because-
very detail rich. That
Yeah,
is
and-
another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and because
And-
Shiva Chadda is such a fantastic actress,
Yeah.
Hmm.
she can really pull that off. She can really give you the details
Exactly.
without the screenplay giving you the
Mhm.
details.
The
But even
nuance,
like
yeah.
there's such a lovely scene, and it's very it's again deconstructing the mother-in-law character where she's reading from a literal letter script about how to
It was amazing,
how to
man.
act like
Like,
a typical
Like-
mother-in-law.
You know, when
That is
all
amazing.
when that entire sequence was happening, I was like, before that thing came, I was like, dude, does this have to be here? Like, I get it,
Yeah.
like humor and all. I know you are making it accessible and all. But when that scene came along, I was like, forget it. Fuck this criticism and all. I just want more of this. Like, amazing. And even towards the end of the film, like this was also one of the points. Like, when talking about direction and structure and all. So when Shardul opens up about his identity and all, her mother is literally sitting behind him.
Yeah.
And even after
Yeah.
that, there's a scene in the police station or somewhere. She's at her back, so she
Yeah,
literally has her as his back.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like
Rao-
very
Makes so much sense. Yeah.
But
yeah.
also Rao's acting when he finally comes out to his family and then he escapes to
Oh,
the terrace and
amazing.
he's
There's
Yeah.
another
Taking
sequence I
down-
love him in.
That is like a really good Rajkumar
Yeah.
performance in ages now. I think.
Yeah.
Even though the music got too
Oh, so we'll get to.
both
You
of you
wait.
will get to the other movie. Oh,
No, you get to the other stuff. Like I will
No, but I
literally
really like
petition
I'm
Evan
not
to
talking about the
take out.
background music, but the music of this film was really good. Like,
Yeah,
Really,
yeah.
I didn't like it.
I
I
liked
thought it
it
was
quite well.
unmemorable. Honestly, I thought it was
no,
unmemorable.
my point being the music actually complemented the tracks. Like,
I think
Okay.
it being
whole thing that
unmemorable
was
is the
happening on
point,
screen.
right?
No,
I
no,
think-
no. As in, I thought my problem, a little bit of the problem was that I thought the musical montages of the couple kind of were a little, like you you have the couple of Rimjim and Sumi, right? Is her name?
Yeah,
Mhm.
even if
Uh,
the music was
Suman.
uncomfortable, the song was shot pretty well. I have to admit.
I mean, I honestly thought I would have liked like one more interaction rather than the song. I thought the one thing that maybe did get short circuited a little bit was the romance between like their relationship. And I again, you've said that Shardul's character is the more interesting one, and I thought at one point that he almost was sort of center stage, and Sumi kind of, I think her
Yeah.
character's already
like a
has so
biased
much
candidate angst.
he has so much she's programmed or coded herself as someone who's very strong, who's needed to be very strong, right?
Mm.
To come to face her family and sort of get over
Yeah.
whatever the obstacles have been in her way,
Yeah, yeah.
that I found her arc, though she has a lovely moment with her father, which and I think sorry if this is like a, I don't know if how many of you felt it, but with Bhumi Pednekar's performance, I really like everything except I think the big emotional scenes are a little underwhelming to me. The one with Rimcham, I think especially is.
No, I think that's
Yeah.
more to be blamed to the writing actually.
Really, I thought the performance is a little also strained. Like
Okay,
again,
maybe.
with
Okay.
Rajkumar Rao, I don't feel that. The sequence I was referencing actually, which is not the final sequence, is the one with his boyfriend, where he's doing that double act of being the harsh police officer and being that soft, caring lover, and he's like flipping between the two when he's like
Yeah.
threatening to hit him, but then he's also holding back, and then whatever that push and pull in that one scene was, I thought, really really good.
Yeah, lovely.
I
Also,
lost my shit when he
interestingly,
said that. I lost my shit when he said Robocop hai aur hum homocop. I lost my
Oh, yeah.
shit. Yeah.
I was saying it's interestingly co-directed by Pratik Vats, who made
Oh,
Ibale.
Ibaleo, yeah.
Yeah, and it's also by Kirti Nakwa, who's like the editor of the film.
Okay.
But yeah, interesting. I think I would like to know more what were their roles on set or what they did otherwise.
You know,
Yeah.
apparently a lot of scenes Rajkumar Rao improvised on set.
Okay.
Like that dialogue where he says after that long monologue in the garden near those bushes, he says end mein ki raksha bhi kar lenge. That was like fully
Oh,
improvised.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was a great line, though.
exactly.
Well, what do you guys, so like I guess we'll move on soon, but like, see, the point is like a lot of filmmakers who are gay, right, a lot of them have a problem with, and this is a mainstream homosexuality film, it's not a, you know, like it's
Art house.
radical in the context of sort of, you know, whatever films have come out, but but I think a lot of gay filmmakers have a problem with there is a wishy-washiness to their sexuality, in that, you know, the one thing I will credit Shubh Mangal Zada Savdhan for is that
Aggressiveness.
they show them, the two actors kissing, which this
Yeah.
film is very wishy-washy about. It doesn't. And I thought there was a moment where they show them kiss, and I thought that would be a very big deal breaker in some ways. Like they show
I think that's also got
Bhumi
to do
Pednekar and
with
yeah.
the culture that
I
it's
remember, yeah.
that it is catering to. The LGBTQ movies that are made in India are for like normalizing all of this in the community itself, like family. and all of that.
I
I
am with
think
that argument. I agree
I
with
think
you.
it's maybe for the family audiences to watch, which is why all of this is still fairly
Yeah,
adult for them. right? So-
people have to accept one very simple thing. You can't just forcefully introduce something, or you can't just expect something to be aggressively introduced to just be accepted into the mainstream.
Yeah.
Mainstream audiences are very hard. Mainstream
Yeah.
audiences are very hard to please.
Yeah.
No, I'm totally, see, I agree with that argument totally. But there has been those questions raised in Hollywood also, and I'm interested in that debate. You know, like, you know, someone like Todd Haynes has gone from making something like Poison, which is a totally radical work about gay rights and homosexuality, and he's gone to make Carol. Carol is a lovely movie, but it is not. It's working within the mainstream in one way, and a lot of people feel that queer aesthetic, the one thing that makes them queer,
I to
is
think
lost in some
what
ways.
Dhruv is saying, like that is, I brought that up pehle hi, that is like a strength for me in the movie, that it doesn't limit homosexual couples to, you know, acting all lovey-dovey and like intimate and all, because then when what happened last time when a filmmaker just for the sake of having inclusivity included a scene like that, Eternals, right?
Oh yeah.
That scene on the beast, like kya karu main uska? Like,
don't
what
remember that
should I do?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Of all the movies to reference,
You've seen it twice, Amartya. You probably remember a lot of it.
I wish I did, but okay.
No, but but this is a different topic, I think.
Yeah.
That needs to be explored separately.
I think we can move on to you have any more to say? course.
No. I was going to make a smoother segue that Bollywood's propensity to use background music to oversell emotions, I think, was the most pronounced in Jalsa.
Oh, there
Because
is another movie which is it's more pronounced in, but okay.
Yeah, even I
Right,
think
so
I
moving
agree.
on to Jalsa.
Yeah.
yes, so we are moving on to Jalsa. So
ट्रेलर मोमेंट राइट वो ट्रेलर डालना है गाना डालना है क्या डालना है
मुझे ये नहीं मालूम था कि आप बेफजूल के सवाल पूछेंगे
We're live, sir. High profile case है. Can I work on the story?
3 बजे क्या कर रही थी?
Alia's mother?
बताओ कौन चढ़ाया गाड़ी?
क्या छुपा रहे हो मुझसे?
तुम बताओ.
CCTV footage में कुछ दिख गया है सर?
No comments.
अपनी लड़की भी इतनी रात को बाहर घूम रही थी
तो ठोक देने का उसको.
Anything.
मेरा रिव्यू डाल दो भाई.
वीडियो रिव्यू
आर्यन का रील डाल दो बस.
You are in real.
नहीं,
Okay,
let's
so
talk Jalsa.
what do you think about Jalsa?
what
You
is it
start with
about
Dhruv, you go ahead.
about
Do you
what
wanna-
it's about
Yeah,
Yes.
like the basic.
I'm bad with
Uh,
plots was you
So
go.
okay, I'll just read it out what's there on Letterboxd. It says a hit and run of an 18-year-old girl becomes a hub of a wheel that sets motion many a spoke. A journalist, a raging mother, a cop, and a system all caught in ethical dilemma. Questions are raised only to realize that the truth is really pure and never simple.
Parallel mothers.
Parallel mother.
उठा लो कोई मुझे यहाँ से, please.
That
Yeah,
you have
I
to
mean,
say in the movie starring Paresh Rawal, not this.
Biggest sell of this movie was the fact that it had like 2 powerhouse acting talents
Yeah.
in the film.
I mean, I really like the director's previous movie also, but this is a
Tumhari-
totally
I'm not-
different
Yeah,
ball game.
exactly. Which is I was surprised someone would coming from Tumhari Sulu, someone would tackle like a Jalsa, which is actually pretty hardcore at times, which I felt.
Yeah.
But it did sway away from being a little hardcore and became, which will come to later.
चलता है उतना. I think we are wanting
I don't
old
disagree,
boy in
yeah.
India, which is not going to happen.
Old boy.
Yeah, like that harshness you want, then I mean, best of luck trying. I mean, we have an old boy in India, to be honest.
by Sanjay Gupta lad.
What do you guys think about the first act to the opening of Jalsa?
That's very curious, actually. What do you guys think of the opening scene and then the decision to flashback? Like, they introduce the. This is spoilers, by the way, for this film.
Introduce the main incident.
They
actually.
introduce the accident, then they flashback, and then lead
From a
up to the
different
accident.
point of
They
view.
could
I
have
think-
very easily
point of
not
view.
done that.
I think it's
I think
more,
it's a stylistic choice. That's all.
yeah.
I think
it's-
more than that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think it's kind of the bane of modern filmmaking in a way that you have to introduce something in medias res just to
The
put the
hook.
shock value.
Get
Yeah,
the
just the hook.
attention.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like everybody with a short attention span were listening to EDM and they're waiting for the hook and the
Yeah.
bass line drops. It's kind of like that. You need the hook at the beginning and then you are going to let's go back.
But there's
It's
a
kind
s-
of like that.
I kind of liked it this time, just because it gave
Exactly,
it one
yeah.
of those sort of. I mean, this filmmaker, I know it shouldn't be compared with him, but like it's a very classic Hitchcock thing of of setting the bomb under the table sort of thing, and then but I think it also does a good thing of this is what the film does a lot, and I think that's also a problem as much as it's a strength. It wants to expand everyone's life in the drama.
This is a movie which should have been a mini series.
Which is not a bad complaint, I think.
A 6-episode mini series.
Mini-series.
Oh, mini series.
This is a movie which should have been a 6-episode mini series. I'm telling you, if that was the case, because that's what it is trying to do, right? It is spending so much time on world building something which your central hook is the maternal dilemma. But you are shifting away from that because you are trying to showcase Mumbai and the corruption and everything in within, and how justice system is skewed depending on the classism involved. But if you are going to do that, if you're going to develop a world, I'm sorry, you need a runtime.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like now that I'm thinking, I never thought like that ever till now, until Amartya told me. Actually.
Yeah.
And if you're making a movie like that with a run, you need runtime. And I'm sorry to break it to anybody there, but a 2 hours 40-minute movie runtime is not actually a
Not
very
40,
feasible run.
even
4
lesser than
minutes.
2 hours.
2 hours, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
2 hours 4.
Yeah.
My point
Yeah.
being that even if you are trying to increase so much of world building, a 2 hour 40-minute or a 3 hour movie runtime is not
You
a very
can
feasible thing.
only do
Acha.
that if you're Asghar Farhadi.
Maybe, yeah.
I think
Thanks
so.
for
At
bringing
the
that
best
up.
of moments, it reminded me of Farhadi's
Oh my god!
work.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
At the
because
best.
Did we
because
talk about this?
yeah,
Did we
because
talk
moral
about this, or
dilemmas.
is it just
Yeah, because moral dilemmas,
man?
right?
Yeah, and like
Farhadi expert. Aryan.
5 minutes into the movie, I don't know if we talked
Oh,
about
we
this or
haven't talked
not. How
about this,
did you?
Aryan. Did you also
Oh my
think of
god! Oh
Farhadi?
my god! Yeah, I think we talked about this. That's what. Oh my god!
No,
So
we
yeah,
haven't talked about this.
literally 6-7 minutes. I wrote about this on my High on Films explainer.
Yeah, I haven't read
We
any of your
could-
things before this because I didn't want to.
I'm so glad that even I went into this movie without knowing, without reading anything. Okay, so I
Yeah.
watched it like 4 or 5 days after its release. And 5-7 minutes into the movie, I looked at my dad and I was like, doesn't this remind you of a separation like Asghar Farhadi film? That because that was the only film at that
It's
point
a
that he had
high
watched. Yeah.
watermark.
And
But like
then
I think it's an
yeah,
extremely
At least
high
it doesn't seem to
watermark.
be that way.
you know what? I think it lives up to that level.
I
Like not that
don't
level,
think
but
so,
I
but
think
yeah.
I do because
Huh.
when we were talking about the opening sequence in the film,
Yeah.
like it might come across as just a stylistic choice and all, right?
Hmm.
But for me, it made perfect sense because after that opening tragedy, and Rahul Desai noted this, observed this brilliantly
There's
in
going
his
to be
review.
more references of him. I will also reference
Yeah,
to.
yeah. I just completely love his writing, the way he articulates things. He mentions this about the opening scene of the film that we never get a clear shot of Ruxana's daughter, right? Whom we
Yeah.
later learn that is
Yeah.
Ruxana's daughter.
Actually,
Alia, or I don't know
Alia.
what her
Alia,
Alia, right?
Alia.
Ranveer's
So we never
girlfriend,
get we never get a yeah.
Yeah, that's how they refer to her, right? That's
yeah.
how the characters refer, not I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we never get a proper shot, even proper shot to her face or
Yeah.
anything, because that's what the movie's telling us, that's how irrelevant and normal it is for a girl, for something like this to happen to such a marginalized girl or whatever, right?
Yeah,
And
because
then
she's
we are
also
introduced to
Muslim, right?
yeah,
Isn't that,
then we are introduced to the incident, and thankfully the movie never brings up as the religion of the people, like
never overtly, yeah.
never.
Yeah.
And after the opening sequence, we cut back to a scene where we're introduced to Vidya Balan's Maya, right? And the scene is set up in such a way that it seems clearly that she's interviewing this defense minister or someone, foreign minister. I don't know who it was. Some minister.
Some
some judge.
I
yeah,
just
some judge.
know he's someone from Sarabhai versus Sarabhai.
Yeah. The famous.
Who is it?
So so she's interviewing
You
him.
are making the same mistake which Vidya Balan's character makes in the second half of the movie when she forgets his name.
Yeah, so we get an impression, the way it is shot and directed, we get an impression that she's such a tough journalist, always asking these difficult questions, that she's keeping this judge, this supposedly corrupt judge under as a tension and all. He can't even answer to her.
Face the truth.
Yeah, he can't even face up to the truth and answer the questions and all. So we are instantly getting this impression that
shaking his head, by the way, while I'm saying this. I don't know.
I'm shaking in my head for an entirely different reason, but let's not talk about that.
So we get an impression that she's probably a very strong, women journalist. And then we cut back to the scene from her point of view. She goes down, she starts the car, and this is what I loved about that scene, even though it was a very little moment.
Different point of views and all of that. Right?
Yeah, she starts the car.
Picking up the keys and all
yeah. And it's like building up tension very smoothly. Okay, she goes downstairs. There's a dog sleeping. Okay, there's a stray dog sleeping right next to her. She clicks a picture of her of the dog, and she puts it up on Twitter or something, writing, "I envy." Okay. The very next scene, she starts off her car rumbling through the midnight silence of Mumbai, and that dog jolts down with, he opens his eyes and he's just like restless and all due
Oh,
to
they
the
have
sleep and
that
all.
shot.
I
Yes,
don't remember
and
that.
I
I don't remember
love that
this.
choice. I love
Okay.
cutting back to that dog and showing that
I just thought that was
Joyce.
a lovely touch where it will come into play later when they're investigating her. Like I thought her clicking the photo and putting it up on social media will be something
That's what
used
I
as
was getting to.
evidence.
That's what I was
Yeah.
getting to. But there's also this shot which is directly implying that there's something
Yep.
coming, and
Yeah, 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 yeah.
that in itself also shows the class privilege, right?
Hmm.
The
Yeah, because
marginalized and yeah, because
yeah.
this was also theme in like Patal Lok and all, right? The
Yeah.
entire
I
dog
saw a
symbolism and all.
couple of reviews reference Parasite. I was like, that's
Oh
another
yeah,
very
it is.
lofty
Yeah,
comparison to make.
it seems like as a,
But
the inspiration
I
is there,
think
right? I'm not like
I'm
it
pretty sure
shouldn't be.
inspiration is there, but Parasite is too much of a fast stretch. Patal Lok though I can get because
yeah,
Patal Lok is a very, you
Yeah,
know, actually a good
golden
comparison.
standard of Indian television.
definitely.
Yeah, more
Great,
or
great.
less. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, more or less.
And then we see the entire incident from her point of view, right? And the editing in that scene. Oh my god. Like I
Hmm.
so love the editing in that entire scene
I
where
love the editing in the final scene, but we'll get to that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, final scene.
yeah,
We'll
We
get to that.
have a lot to talk about the final
yeah,
scene.
yeah. Go ahead, Amartya. You are the one who you were shaking your head. Why?
I was shaking my head because whenever somebody says face the truth, the first thing I didn't hear is Arnab Goswami's what the nation wants to know. So it's like so
No,
Yeah.
but I see. I like
Oh
the fact how
God.
melodramatic the thriller was. Honestly, I was like, oh, like every time she's surrounded, like they're watching TV and you have background noise about facing the truth and all this, and I was like, oh, this is like fun. Like he's like going back to the
no, I get the melodrama. It's very
yeah.
typical Bollywood in which sound is overselling every emotion you have.
That I have a problem with.
My biggest problem with all of that is if you're using your sound, that means you're taking the help of external forces beyond your
Yeah,
narrative to oversell your emotion. If you're going to do that, don't hire powerhouse actresses who can
hire
literally
John
tell everything.
Abraham. Yeah,
Yeah, literally hire
yeah,
John Abraham or anybody else. Don't hire
yeah.
Vidya Balan and Shefali Shah who can literally act with their eyes.
Yeah, because Sanjeev, John
Yeah, yeah.
Abraham needs music to express,
Are
right? He
I
can't
don't
express.
disagree, man. I'm just
Okay.
laughing. Funny. Man.
He won't listen to our
He
podcast, so it's fine.
Vidya Balan, more than Vidya
only
Balan,
Ashwini
Shefali,
Kapoor listens.
more than Vidya Balan, I think Shefali Shah is like
Oh yeah.
intense. She's
Terrific. Yeah.
intense. She's,
I actually loved firstly Vidya Balan movie I like is Rarity, and she was actually
yes.
really good in it.
Yeah.
Because I think I've never seen her this like it's kind of an
Complex.
anti-heroine role almost, right?
Ishqiya she was
Yeah,
a,
also
but there's a playful nature to it, right? Like in the whole film is a bit playful.
okay.
Ishqiya. This
it's
is like
pulpy.
this is
Ishqiya
yeah,
was
and she's
pulpy.
like very
Thoughts on Jalsa are
conflicted.
very short, so I'll just say it and finish it off now.
Yeah.
Okay. I liked it until the point it doesn't end.
You mean where the
when should it
titles
end?
where the titles
Should have
when the
ended.
titles come up?
It should have ended when the title comes up. At
Yes,
the
we will
at
talk
Oh,
about
when
that.
she's you wanted it that bleak?
yeah, I would
We
have.
all
It
wanted
would
it
have
that
stayed
bleak.
with me longer. It
We
would have
all
stayed with
wanted
me
it that
longer.
I didn't mind the last one. I knew it's gonna
I'll
happen.
tell you
So
why.
that maybe
Because
that's why.
when films actually take that kind of an ending, no,
Hmm.
like I'll give you a very classic example. Talwar. If
Hmm.
Talwar would have ended on a happy note of the family, the parents getting
Justice.
free
Yeah, but
justice, I don't think so. I would have remembered that film.
that
I'm
movie
just
can't
giving a
end
very,
on a happy note, no.
no. I'm just giving an example.
Huh.
I'm just saying it's not the correct example. I should have given something else. I'm just saying that that's the first thing that came to my head. I think if Jalsa would have ended at that point, it would have made
I understand.
so much more
Yeah.
impact on me because I would have when Jalsa came up, I got up from my bed. I was watching
Yeah.
it like lying on my bed. I got up. I was like, shit. And then
And then the movie goes on. And then the movie is going
It
There's
on.
more
has
to
to
it.
go on. You have to understand.
No,
People
but
will
that's
throw their remotes at the
yeah,
TV.
but that's the thing. Yeah,
No,
but that's
that's the
but that's the
reaction, you know. See,
अरे
it's
यार
so,
कौन सी
it
क्या
makes you
हम लोग के
violent.
लिए पिक्चर थोड़ी ना बना रहे हैं ये लोग.
No, no. I
Cut back
get
to
all
us
of that.
talking about KGF and Dhruv criticizing it.
You would still throw out remotes after watching KGF.
but that's the thing, right? That's what I wrote in my
That-
review. That's what this
those are all my
instantly remind me of. You know,
It's
the
like a
hit-
10 Cloverfield Lane. Do you remember that movie? If
Yeah.
if
Sir.
everyone's seen it.
You-
You've not seen it,
you didn't-
Amartya.
No, I'm
I'm
not
not
even.
gonna
I
spoil
like
it.
it.
So no spoiling, no spoiling.
No
I'm not
spoil.
even talking. I'm not even talking about modern movies. I'm just talking about a very
Oh, hey,
simple
yeah.
thing called the Hays Code.
Hmm.
Because
Mm.
the Hays Code in classic movies used to be
Hmm.
that studios used to force happy endings into the
Yeah.
ending of noirs and all the other big
Hmm.
That's
movies.
a very
The classic
corporate driven.
example is Nightmare, the original.
Aryan loves the ending of that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So yeah, so there you go. My point being that Hays Code endings like this, I get, but if you're going to make a choice, like say you're putting the Jalsa title right there,
Mm.
that
Maybe
is
that
a
was a
choice.
sign, Amartya, that
That
No,
is a
last part is a
choice.
exactly.
dream sequence.
No, that's my
No.
whole point. That's my whole point. That's like a choice. You made a
Yeah.
conscious choice.
Mm.
But
Laws
then
and
as the
order
scene,
won't break.
but then as the scene continued, it's like, oh, you were mandated.
Yeah.
That was your mandate. You had to
Yeah.
continue. You had to do the bait and switch, because otherwise, if you did not do the bait and switch, people are actually going to throw the remote.
But
People are actually going to unsubscribe from Amazon
I,
Prime Video.
Again, unlike the traditional view, unlike what any film fan or any film lover would pick up, key, it's just a stylistic choice. I think that couldn't be farther away from the truth
Hmm.
or from the true intention of the movie, because this is what I feel, that the
Hmm.
title came up, Jalsa, which is implying that the entire marginalized divide and the divide between every community is a celebration, a literal celebration for the political party, any,
Yeah.
right?
very
Way to
interesting.
be.
Okay, I never thought of it
And
like that.
Never thought like
and
that.
after that, the film cuts. Okay, so the bleak reality has cut. Okay,
Does it
that's
cut to
the
black?
ending. No, it doesn't. But
It doesn't
it
cut to black.
seems
It
like
moves on.
it does. Okay, the
Yeah.
music choice and all is changed, and then we cut back to the beach scene where
Hmm.
previously it's implied that Ruxana leaves Maya's son over there to die. Okay, not to
Yeah.
die, but to on fate, right? She's
Whatever.
like,
Tragedy,
yeah,
like
my
revenge.
daughter did not die instantaneously, but I'll do the same thing and leave
Hmm.
Maya's son
Hmm.
to live up to fate. कि जो भी decide होगा,
Hmm.
I'll just leave him there. I won't
Yeah.
directly kill him.
I want
And
her
she
to
goes
feel.
back.
I want her to feel the fear I felt. I want her to feel the sadness I felt.
Hmm.
That's the
No,
whole modus operandi.
no. But I think when we cut back to the last shot after the title appears, in that scene, we see Ruxana at the beach, right? But this time she's there with her son. And
Yeah.
if you look closely, before the title appears in that scene near the beach, we see a boat at a distance, okay, in the depth. There's a boat over there, and there's like high waves.
Hmm.
And in the last scene, the boat has receded. Okay, so the same boat is like very much on the shore, like on the beach itself. So it is implied that there was an ebb. Okay, the water has came back. So that means that it already took her son once into the water. Then she probably came back with her son, or maybe it's all implied that her son asked that where's, I don't remember his name.
Okay,
I
so
don't think.
I've definitely
And
not
they
gone
came
down that
back,
road.
and
Yeah.
then the last shot of the movie is the shot of those two sons
Yeah.
from different communities, from different
Yeah.
margin, from
Classes.
different privileged backgrounds,
Yeah.
both of them lying together in the same boat, which
Yeah.
came back from the water, which came back to the shore after an ebb, which came back, and they're lying and laughing and discussing,
I think
which
your
is an
second point.
optimistic shot.
I
Showing
think your
hope.
second point of view is much more valid here, because I think the sun, if the sun appeared, if the sun came, I think the sun asking where he is must have broken Shifalisha's character out
And
of
changed
spell.
her.
Yeah, and changed her mind.
Exactly. That's what
But,
my
I mean, I
take.
thought the happy ending will 100% happen because Vidya Balan's character wants to tell the truth. Like if she didn't reach that point of being like,
and also
confession.
there is
It's
empathy
also
for what that character
confession,
has
but
done.
if you look at the last shot, Shifali Shah doesn't even look at
Yeah,
No,
Maya,
but
right? Because there's
okay.
embarrassment in her eyes. She can't acknowledge that she did this deliberately, that she almost left her son to die. So she
Yeah,
doesn't
but
even
she doesn't
acknowledge
know,
that.
no, that she made that confession tape and all that. So
Yeah, but that is implied, right? That's
but
why
that is
there's a sign
external.
of relief.
But that is an external. But that is an external thing currently happening, which is which is not congruent to the internal points of feeling which he is feeling. Because irrespective of whether, I think the tragedy would have been even higher if she actually told the speech and she lost her son even then.
Yeah, that is the point where I
That
was
is
like,
what we wanted. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
exactly,
You
but
want-
no.
We
That
want-
would
No.
have been a very bleak ending. That's what I was saying. That would imply that Jalsa, the political party, and the politicians won, like the system won. But the ending shot, if you look at it very separately, if you separate it from the rest of the movie, which I obviously won't suggest you do, but if for a second, if you look at it that way, it is a very optimistic shot, right? Because you
It
have
is, yeah.
two sons, like the younger generation,
Yeah.
I talked about this on my Asghar Farhadi essay, right? About
Yeah.
a hero and a separation. That you make the young
Making his eyes up
generation
like
like
some that Aryan's made some sin by mentioning Asghar Farhadi's hero in a separation.
no, but it's like, it's I think that is a very optimistic
No,
shot, and I think that's what is implied.
So I mean, Aryan clearly loves Jalsa.
I mean, I can ensure that it implies, but the problem being that the optimism which they are showing at the end, that's the thing, right? It is showing it at the end. So my point about it being a Hays Code ending still stands, because it is showing that optimism at the end. The entire movie is bleak as hell.
Yeah. The entire movie
That's
is really
the point.
bleak. Yeah.
That's the point. Did you watch that film, the Malayalam film starring with, oh God, I forgot it. Prithvi Raj ka some production came abhi beech mein. He was also in the movie.
Which
it was
one?
a thriller. It was a home invasion thriller.
Oh yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So it had a similar ending, right? About posterity, about the younger generation from two different communities coming together. And it was an open
No,
ending.
but
Yeah,
Aryan,
Kuruti.
but you're also comparing this to Farhadi, no? So I mean, the point is that in Farhadi, he follows
in
through.
terms, no. I'm just talking about the themes in this, like the filmmaking and not the entire story and all.
Yeah. I see. I'm more down with the happier ending than Sanjeet and Amartya. They're just like sadists, I guess. But
we are not sadists. We are just.
Though it's not about.
I
It's not about being a sadist and all that, but it's about the very contrast that the film provides you by showing that frame and
the children are
introducing a title. Yeah,
the children
about posterity, right?
Yeah, that's very a separation, to be honest. The children
exactly. That's why I said,
and we've compared a lot of Farhadi, and I think it's a bit lofty.
I think even Suresh.
I don't think so.
I think if Suresh Triveni is listening to this, he will be like completely praising Aryan at this point.
Yeah, man.
That's true.
Like this guy actually knows.
This guy knows.
I'm looking forward to his direction. There's one sequence. Can we lose dream sequences, please? It was very bad.
I did not buy into that. Yeah, that was
especially because the film is not centered on just her psyche. There's a lot of stuff in the movie that's happening. That dream sequence felt totally.
That's the other problem with this movie. The movie needed to be streamlined
That I agree with Amartya on that.
Movie needed to be streamlined. That movie, it's a great premise. It's a terrific hook. And the third act is, whatever be our faults, the fact that it is eliciting 2 different reactions out of 4 people means that the movie made a point. So what the movie tried to do, it succeeded, but the movie needed to be
there's a stretch of 15-20 minutes where there's a whole talk about what happened in the middle, right? There's a talk between the reporter and the police officer.
The introduction of the young reporter.
Yeah, that was very.
You know what this reminded me of? I've referenced this film so many times now that it's like a common thing. Widows. I like Widows more. The Steve McQueen film, but usme bhi aisa hi hai. Like it has a lot of lots of things are happening, and like it does feel a little bit key. It could be a mini series and probably benefit more.
But again, coming back to the politics of the movie, I think the more I thought about Jalsa, the more to be very honest, I love the screenplay over here. Apart from those heavy-handed, like introducing the journalist and all, the very even shittily edited dream sequence and all. Apart from those minor pitfalls, if you look at it, it's a very gray movie, right? Because all the characters are like ambiguous, morally ambiguous and all. But if you look at it very logically, everything started. The tragedy happened. The accident happened in the first place because of the poster banner
Yeah.
thing, which was a direct consequence of a political party, a political leader intervening and changing the arrangement or the whatever, the geography. Yeah, changing. Yeah. Because otherwise, if it would have been up on camera, then everything could have been avoided, right? Not everything, but yeah. So it becomes like a major catalyst for everything, for the misunderstandings, for the truth not coming out and all. And in the end, that's what creates a celebration, because no one in the rally gives a shit about these issues.
I
They know
like
that
this interpretation, Aryan. I really like it.
Yeah, it's a very
kind of
it's a
makes
cool
me
interpretation.
appreciate
Cool
the movie a
interpretation,
little bit
yeah.
more. I mean, I still quite like it, but yeah.
Man, I was not going to do an explainer on this movie, and Amrat, High on Films, he had told me that watch this film, if you like, you can do an explainer or something. And then
पैसे मिलेंगे,
then I was like, nahi yaar, I don't think so. And then I watched the movie and I was like, oh fuck, I need to go
Oh sir,
text him right
संभाल
away.
के.
Okay.
इसको बेकार में explicit नहीं करना.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
अरे कर ले अच्छा है.
क्या कर ले?
थोड़ा explainer घुसा दो, अच्छा है.
The title of this episode is going to be Jalsa Explained.
Jalsa Explained, yes.
No.
Oh boy, then Amrit is going to kill both of us. He's like, you fuckers, you took my article away from me.
Oh man, typical bombing.
Publish क्यों करना है अगर यही करना है.
So we should move on
सबको scheme बता दे.
to something sweeter.
Yeah, very extremely sweet. Yeah, diabetes हो गया मुझे.
The third release being Sharmaji Namkeen.
जब से रिटायर हुए माता चढ़ गई है सर पर. कभी पानी की मोटर, कभी कॉलोनी का गेट, कभी पार्किंग. पापा क्या कर रहे हो? रोज कोई नया कलेश ढूंढ लेते हो. दुनिया देखो, लोगों से मिलो, मजे करो ना लाइफ में.
मैं सोचा था कि एक चाट कॉर्नर खोला जाए.
और रिटायर्ड लाइफ ऐसी होती है, स्लो और लंबी. लग जाएगी आदत. कितना वॉक करूं, कितना टीवी देखूं. 6 हफ्ते हो गए, अभी तक कुसुम की चोरी पकड़ी नहीं गई है.
Trailer
I
music.
think Sanjeet is going to like my explanation about this movie a tad bit more, because I'm going to introduce a bit of James Bond into this.
Oh damn! Wow. Rishi
Yeah.
Kapoor would have been
Oh,
proud.
I get it. What it's going to be about. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. So before that, a bit of context. This is Rishi Kapoor's last movie. So when he passed away, he had shot major portions of the movie. So the rest of the movie, Paresh Rawal steps in to play the role of Sharmaji, the titular character. So we have a unique situation where the same lead is played by two different characters of two different physical body structure, two different personalities, and everything else. So, but the movie is structured in such a way that I kind of constructed a headcanon, which I told Dhruv about in a way.
Yeah.
And more or less that lines up, Dhruv, which was surprising even to me.
I mean, even I told you, like, my description was, I had a similar-ish sort of reaction to it like you did.
Yeah. Okay. So my description was that the Rishi Kapoor version of Sharmaji is the version who is the most comfortable with among the people he has an affinity for. So he obviously has.
I think I haven't discussed the film with you all, but I think I know where it's heading. It's more like it's more comfortable in that sense, while the Paresh Rawal version is more melancholic. Is it?
That's kind of.
That's what I thought as well.
Yeah, kind of. So it's like when he's comfortable, when he's happy, when he's cooking and everything, that's when he's the most happy, right? And he's also the most happy at his house. Because
this is where all Rishi Kapoor scenes were shot mostly.
He's also the most happy at his house. The Paresh Rawal version is the version who is the more pricklier version, who is the more moodier version. His is also the version which we see outside. That means the actual world sees him as the Paresh Rawal version. So his is the more real version, which is
Yeah.
why even in the videos we see in the TV, we see the Paresh Rawal version. We don't see the
That's funny.
we don't see
Yeah.
the Rishi Kapoor version. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hate canon reconciliation. My James Bond theory here, which Sanjeev is going to appreciate quite a bit, which is hilarious to me even now. Remember when I told you, Sanjeev, that most of the James Bond movies, except the Daniel Craig one, takes place in a single canon. Okay.
Yeah.
Think about this. So if you think about this, the Roger Moore ones, I figured that the Roger Moore ones are when James Bond was actually extremely high and he used to dream about completely utter shit. And the 80s version of Timothy Dalton movies are when he's coming out of that high. That's why he's more prickly. That's why he's more
realistic.
angry. Because he's getting out of the high
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so I'm reconciling so many different aspects of James Bond into a single character.
Yeah.
And it's fun because it's James Bond, 50-year
Yeah.
history. This is easier in case of Sharmaji. These are two characters.
Yeah.
But I think Sanjeev appreciates this far better.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I
agree.
know what you're talking about, considering I was the listener in that episode for
Yeah.
No Time to Die.
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
learner.
yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
yeah.
It's
No,
hilarious.
but I quite liked it. The first thing that really, when I finished the film, the first thing that really struck to me was this is a very good Basu Chatterjee, Rishikesh Mukherjee kind of vibe to it. This is the first thing that struck to me, and I was I don't see these kind of films anymore.
I think Shurojit also got this.
He got it, which is why I linked this episode in my review, which I was like, because I don't see these kind of movies made anytime, which have no stakes at all. It's just like some characters and the happy comedy vibe, and it feels like nothing's going to go wrong. Even if you think something's going to go wrong, it's going to get solved by the end of it. So it gave me like that very warm feeling and all of that, which I actually like when I'm watching these kind of films.
If they're done well, they're very well made. Wholesome movies. If they're done
number two being, I didn't think Rishi Kapoor's portion was 50-50 with Paresh Rawal. I think it was just like 30-40% only was Rishi Kapoor.
Yeah.
It was Paresh Rawal.
Majority is Paresh Rawal.
And Rishi Kapoor's version works crazy good for me.
Yeah.
But I still had like a few problems with the Paresh Rawal's version because he's supposed to be like a Punjabi personality, while
he's Paresh Rawal only.
Yeah, he's still Paresh Rawal only. That's what I felt.
That's what I had a problem with.
Yeah, but
although the Amartya's theory is also what I agree with, because that is what I thought, that it's more cynical, more melancholic. He feels the burden of
grumpy to me, like just
prickly, very moody. Yeah,
very prickly. While Rishi Kapoor is more happier. His confrontations aren't like it actually affects him. He's not like thick-skinned with the whole,
which kind of makes the largest of Rishi Kapoor's physicality also work, right? Because the largest of that
makes so much sense. So, but it isn't as I would say abrupt, like when the scenes which happens, because it is happening almost every second scene.
Yeah, I'm surprised how easily I was like it initially. I was like, oh, it's gonna happen this often. And then I was like very slowly, but it completely subsided.
Yeah,
which is why I really liked Paresh Rawal.
But I also have a theory why that is, because Paresh Rawal is not imitating Rishi Kapoor.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's the big thing, I think. Like if he was imitating, it would be incredibly
very jarring. It would be very distracting.
I think everything that works in the favor is purely because of the director.
Yeah.
He was in command of every aspect so well. Like even directing the actors to the edit and like plus other things as well, that it is kind of very seamless in its approach.
Yeah.
And it knew its stakes. It knew what it had to do with every scene, the objective of every scene. In terms of if you have to like just like pick out everything and just talk about everything and just like, so that very light-hearted feel just comes out so well. It works. That is why I quite like this film unexpectedly again.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it enough. I like it.
I have not seen many or any of the 70s Basu Chatterjee and Manmohan Desai sort of films, right? Rishikesh Mukherjee. So my reference points were like Do Duni Char. I thought of a lot while watching this.
Yeah.
And Khosla Ka Ghosla, which this is
Yeah.
a lot,
My
which
reference-
was
The
distracting.
Delhi genre of
Yeah.
My reference point was a bit more, regional, because I mean, I haven't seen many Bengali movies of the 90s or 80s, because newsflash, most of them weren't weren't for me, more or less. Okay. But there is a Bengali movie called Ogo Bodhu Sundari. That was Uttam Kumar's last movie.
Okay.
And Uttam Kumar was a major character in that movie until his sudden passing. So that movie too kind of employs a similar technique, except there are no other actors. But Uttam Kumar's character, his face is not shown, but his voice is posted up. So he's not in the screen most of the time. This is in the second act.
Yeah.
Because he was a very big character in the first half. So you can't actually ignore his character in the second half. So that's how they did it. So that was my kind of point of view, but also the point of view of, because Do Duni Char was also a very similar Rishi Kapoor performance.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
I actually thought, like, so the problem with the reference points, and I wrote Piku down also, but that's like a far fetch. I think that's like a different ball game of a film. No, but because it focuses on that sort of son father a little bit,
Parent-child, basically.
Parent-child, yeah.
Widower, who's also widower.
But I think whenever I was thinking about these films, it was not in a way where I was like, oh, this is reminding me of these films. How so nice. I was like, I would watch these films over this. Like, that was my sentiment. I wasn't like, oh, this film is so like
here's the cynical aspect of this movie, which I have to admit. The only reason why this movie I will ever rewatch, or the only reason why I will ever remember this movie, is because of the uniqueness of his scenes, which wouldn't have happened if one of them had actually, been with us now.
Yeah.
So the legacy of this movie is the fact that how seamlessly and how uniquely it is trying to portray two different aspects, and thus unironically show different shades of humanity. I don't think it even tried to do that. It just fate, how the scenes reworked, how it happened. My reconciliation of the two characteristics is just, it fell into place. I did not expect it to fall into place so well, actually. But I think maybe it's fate, maybe it's the editing, maybe it's how
probably
it
I was like, how did they sit and edit it so like well to like
seamless,
completely
very seamless,
very seamless.
Yeah.
But for me, just before we sorry to interrupt, but I'd say for me it's more to do with, like, this is a very good Sunday afternoon watch.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's how I watched it. So.
You mean like the Sunday afternoon which Sharmaji is watching soaps in the TV and then falls asleep.
not that way, but like I get it, like, but it reminded me kind of how I spend my Sunday afternoons, like watching Rishikesh Mukherjee movies, like
a very breezy movie, right?
Very breezy
You can
movie.
just let it flow over you.
I liked it when
why
it started becoming more and more about the relationship between him and the Kitty gang.
Oh yeah, that was actually nice.
I thought that was a nice, charming touch. I was less bought by the father, and I was just like a bit dekha hua hai types.
Also, here's the thing which I also told Dhruv about this. I know this is more of the reality setting in that we don't have Rishi Kapoor anymore, but it's like the movie also ends with both aspects of Sharmaji's personality melding into one, and that's why his character is kind of becoming the only primary version which we see. So if they're ever going to make continuation with Sharmaji Ka Namkeen, which I won't be averse to actually, because we need movies like this. So if we are ever going to get one of these, I won't mind seeing Paresh Rawal in this one.
Yeah, and bring back Juhi Chawla for good.
Bring back Juhi Chawla, please.
He's very good.
Yeah.
She's charming. She's very charming.
Yeah, I think I liked it more than you guys.
Definitely, because the music in this drove me crazy. Like the background score. Yeah.
I don't remember much of the background.
Oh, they use it a lot. Use it a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have no memory of that.
That's good. That's good.
Jalsa, I can say the background score was a little
but
too
all
noisy.
three of these films use, I think, too much for my liking, at least. So.
It's commercial Bollywood. I think we have to cut it.
Nahi, yaar. See, I was watching a scene from Airtel just to get a screenshot of the episode.
Of course you were, buddy. Of course you know.
That was just an excuse. We all know that. देख
हाँ,
लेता
that
हूँ.
was just- और
Wait,
क्या?
let me
3 घंटे की तो है.
let me recover in shock. Let me recover from the shock that Dhruv
Hey,
is
but I think it's most noticeable in Jalsa for you boss because the performances in that have such a high pitch also. sometimes.
exactly.
तो combined उसका pitch कहीं और ही चला जाता है.
maybe.
But हाँ, little bit less on
You
the.
were saying something before I cut you off, right? Though
I
what were you going
forgot
to say?
now. You evil person you.
I apologize.
Yeah. Aryan, anything you had to say? Sorry, we didn't come to you.
No, I did not mind this movie, as I said, but it's also like it has that soft spot to it, right? Because you, even before you tune into it, you have this predetermined notion that.
I mean, Ranbir Kapoor comes out and does that thing, which was not surprisingly not like very yucky and vomiting.
No,
it was actually done
it was
well.
not saccharine. It was not saccharine. It was well made, well done.
Yeah.
But
and
like,
I think,
and I also miss Ranbir Kapoor scene, and I also miss seeing Ranbir Kapoor on screen. Guys,
Yeah.
good actor.
Yeah, Jagga Jasoos. Watch it again. Or Ae Dil Hai Mushkil. Watch it again.
oh God.
So I think before we end, I think I am very happy with whatever Rishi Kapoor has done in the last 10, 15 years maybe. I think.
Is it Hum Tum onwards?
Yeah, I think so.
Right? Hum Tum was his comeback, I think.
Yeah. After
Hum Tum, which is a better version of When Harry Met Sally.
He comes with that song, Shayar To Nahi recreation, right? Yeah, the piano. I remember.
You know, the surprising performance I liked of him was that movie. What is the name of that movie in which he played a version of Dawood Ibrahim?
D-Day.
D-Day, yeah. I mean,
great movie.
He's
Great
done
movie.
has been like pretty
Why
good.
Mr. Nikhil
He was
Advani?
there.
Seriously?
He was there in Manto.
Like that movie?
Yes, I liked that movie. I went to see it in the theater. I liked
The
it.
editing in that movie was, oh my
I
God.
know, but still. He was great in it. He was pretty fun.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, because the other Dawood performance,
Even Irfan
who's given? Farhan Akhtar. Can you buy him as Dawood Ibrahim?
In
What?
Daddy,
What
I
In
didn't.
Daddy.
Daddy.
That's the most
I didn't like
awkward bit of
Oh
cast.
my God.
Oh yeah, Daddy.
seen.
Yeah. Again, a very interesting movie. That movie.
By
Daddy.
interesting,
I
you
just,
mean
I'm just
very
like
flat.
this version of Rishi
Yeah.
Kapoor in the last.
Yep.
He, the villain in Agnipath, and like he was there in Manto.
Rock Lala.
He was in
Yeah.
Rock
Agnipath.
Lala. Rock
Manto,
Lala.
yeah.
Yeah.
Arey, man, what? There's no reference of Rishi Kapoor without being Romy Rolly in Luck by Chance.
Luck by chance. Yeah.
He's lovely.
I
in
like
that.
it.
Yeah.
So
You know, I was going to do a post on what Sharmaji Namkeen says about.
He was also in Student of the Year.
Oh, he was lovely in that though.
I liked him in that. Yeah.
I thought you would say it was a lovely movie.
It's not lovely, but it's not bad.
If you actually said
I
it was a
rewatched
lovely
it a
movie,
lot.
I would have exited from the
It's High School Musical, yaar. Come on.
And
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
whatever he did, like the stuff, the films that he did in the 90s, everything he did like after Hum Tum has been good only in a way.
I don't think Houseful 2 can be qualified as a good movie, but sure.
I mean, yeah,
Houseful 2
there
I
was-
find funny, huh? Just to not like destroy you.
And
You thought
know, the-
Karan Johar episode would make you
people
ऐसे
listening to these
wait for it.
episodes, they live for all these revelations what Dhruv makes.
I like Houseful 2. I
like
can't
Houseful
lie.
2.
I
You
laugh a
doubling,
lot
you
in Houseful 2.
doubling down on this is not
But,
helping your case, man.
Akshay Kumar is really funny in that movie, by the way.
I think I'll have to agree
Now,
with
I
Dhruv.
really
also like
want
Houseful 2, but
on
See-
next episode.
see,
I
it
really
got
want
buried
Dhruv
under
to-
voices.
On
It
next
got
episode,
buried
I
under
really
voices.
want
What?
Dhruv. In next episode, I really want Dhruv to come out and say that he found KGF 1 way better on second.
You never know. You never know.
Dropping bombs.
Maybe he was. Maybe he was not.
I think the sun.
He wasted and all.
I think the sun will rise in the west if that happens actually. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think
Oh God.
I think it's a very long episode than we expected it to be.
We'll cut out the Q&A. We'll put it for
Why?
another. We'll attach it to
Not
another
worth
episode,
it.
which is shorter.
Another Q&A
Boring
episode.
followers.
Yeah. We'll do properly Q&A. I'll cut that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also
fine.
cut out the portion where me and Aryan kind of sort of beach about high on films. Don't do that. Let's just keep our jobs. Let's just keep our jobs.
You think High on Film people are listening to this or what?
Of course they are. That's
They
our
are.
viewership, our listenership. Sorry.
They are, man. I'm so sorry to tell
And
you.
I thought it was just Harshvardhan Kapoor and his buddies talking about.
Oh, his film is coming out, right? Thar.
Yeah, Thar.
It looks
Yeah.
good.
Looks interesting. Looks
It looks
interesting.
good.
But he
It's
does good
24
movies,
types.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, he does unique movies. Is my point actually.
I mean, he's trying to at least, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
I
Thank
think
you,
he maybe
Harshvardhan.
should go to like the production side of things. So it'll be interesting.
He's producing this film as well, right?
Like, as in, like he should be behind the camera only.
Yeah. Let's
I
not
think he
show
studied-
Let's not show his
I
face
think
at
he
this limited
studied
access.
screenwriting.
Yeah.
Hey man, Amartya, please don't talk about one of our biggest patrons like this. Amartya is
Patrons,
being
पैसे
checked out.
नहीं मिल
Please
रहे
don't worry.
sir.
Please don't
Patrons
worry.
नहीं है कोई.
Oh man.
No,
Oh,
he was
man.
good in AK versus AK just to like remedy the.
I mean, sure.
Okay, so okay, so I think this is the end of the episode.
Next episode on Sajid Khan.
Sajid Khan. Okay, I love it. I to love him anyway. You guys don't like him. I love him.
I like Houseful too.
He's the biggest cinephile.
I don't even mind Hey Baby. If that,
Yeah?
that's that.
Is
Yeah,
it
Hey
Baby?
Baby, I remember.
I don't mind Himmat Wala either. But
I have not
before
seen
things get out of hand, thank you so much for listening.
Does anybody have a
follow-
bucket here?
Please follow us on Spotify. It helps us to reach out to more people and rate us on Spotify. Because the more you rate us, the more we reach out to more people. Please
We
give us
got
a
some
call.
ratings recently.
Yeah, but like we need more.
I mean, I'm just stating a fact. I'm
Like
not
the,
saying
top ones, like the top ones have like some 2,000 ratings.
we have 10% of that.
Yeah, we need more. Not even 10%.
No, 1%. Sorry, not 10%.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we are at 1% of it. So anyway, please rate us. Also follow us on Instagram. Although we haven't been that active, I promise
will
to
be
more
now,
active,
yeah.
from now on.